So we now have 8 studio albums from Linkin Park with the addition of From Zero, which came out on November 15th, 2024. So I thought it might be kind of fun to rank them accordingly in a tier list. So let's do it.
All right, guys, here we go. We're ready to put these albums into the tiers. But who wants to do boring tiers like SABC? We're going to do my own tiers. The top one is going to be GOATed. You guys know what this means. Greatest of all time, the albums that are game changers, the albums that are timeless, the albums that I love, the albums that you love. GOATed. Self-explanatory. Then the second category, the second tier is going to be a damn good time. So, self-explanatory as well. This is albums that are a damn good time. I have fun with it. I love it. It may not be timeless to everyone, like the general consensus might be timeless, but for me, I love it. I have a good time with it. It's absolutely fun. I'm dancing. I'm going crazy. I'm digging it. So, a damn good time. That's the second tier. Third tier is going to be, let's go for something in the middle, like, take it or leave it. So this is going to be the ones where maybe there are a few really, really great songs, some bangers, bops, and anthems, but as far as the album as a whole, maybe not my favorite. I wouldn't listen to it front to backs. I could take it or leave it. Maybe if I'm kind of need an album to listen to in the background, I'm not that focused, I'll put it on, but it's not my favorite. There's nothing that I absolutely love about it, but maybe there's a great song here or two. Maybe there's some great things they do musically here and there, but not my favorite. I'll take it. I'll leave it. The last tier is just going to be not for me. We'll see if any of these albums get categorized as not for me, but that's just going to be albums that I don't really resonate with. I wouldn't listen to them. It's not my favorite. Not for me, fam, okay? They're just ones I hardly listen to. Not my favorite, and more importantly, not my style. Okay, so let's get started. I got all my albums lined up here, and this is in order from the first release to the latest release. So the first album released by Linkin Park, Hybrid Theory, released in 2000, their first album ever. Guys, where are we thinking this goes? GOATed. If you thought it was going to go anywhere else, you are out of your damn mind. GOATed, baby. This album is what put them on the map. Obviously, it's their first album they ever did. It's the album that started it all. 10 out of 10 songs. It automatically opens with an absolute banger that is timeless. Paper Cut. Okay, we got opening with Paper Cut. We have the second song. I think the second song is One Step Closer. So good. Ooh, it's so good. Obviously, this one has In the End. That's a 10 out of 10. That's a fan favorite. We have Points of Authority in this one. One of my favorites, personally, Crawling. Crawling is so good. Forgotten is actually one of the songs I particularly like as well. My goodness, there are just so many great songs in here. I mean, it's a timeless album, I think. Obviously, I said it puts them on the map. It's heavy. That's what I like to see. I like big guitars, big drums. I think that this album has great musicality just in general. It has that typical Linkin Park feel. At least for me, when I think of Linkin Park, I think kind of Hybrid Theory. You got the blended elements, kind of the fusion of multiple genres. The DJ scratches are so prominent here. Great lyrics. This album obviously explores a lot of deeper themes, personal struggle, anger, despair, longing. I think that a lot of it talks about specifically Chester's struggles. And I don't know about you guys, but for me, when the artist can really relate to and resonates with the actual lyrics of the song, I always feel like it comes across better and just more raw. And there's a lot of raw emotion in this one, and I think it's relatable for a lot of people. And it's just all in all so good. It's GOATed. It's timeless. Hybrid Theory. The next album that they did was Meteora. Okay, Meteora. Meteora. GOATed. Spoilers, every single album is GOATed. Just kidding. But these two, I think you guys will agree with me. They are goated. If you guys don't think these are goated, let me know why in the comments. To me, Meteora is similar to Hybrid Theory. They both kind of have that similar vibe. There's a lot of elements of new metal, alternative rock, some rap metal. It's heavy, and I like the heavy music. DJ, it's very heavy on the DJ stuff too. The songs are absolute bangers right off the bat. The first 3 songs, so good. Don't Stay, Somewhere I Belong, Lying From You. Come on.
To stay away from me. I wanna heal, I wanna feel.
Even Hit the Floor, that's actually a dope song. I think it has great flow, great guitars. Faint, one of my favorite songs of all time. Absolute banger.
I won't be ignored.
Even figure .09, figure .09, figure period .09. That song is so good. Heavy guitars, which I really like. And then obviously we have Numb here, 10 out of 10. One of their most popular songs. We all know it. We all love it. Just so good. I think that this album also explores some deeper themes, kind of like Hybrid Theory. Even more raw emotion. Trying to overcome obstacles, trying to find stability in life. I think that the message comes across really well here. Again, it's kind of just raw emotion. It's relatable for a lot of people. It's just a solid album in general, and it's timeless, and the songs are just so great. I mean, so great. Next, we have the album from 2007. This is Minutes to Midnight. This one takes a little bit of a different turn than the previous two. I'm going to go in, take it or leave it. The reason why I would put it here is because there are some songs that I absolutely love in this album, but if I take the album just in general, it's a little bit softer. It represents a little bit of a departure from kind of the style that we got in the previous 2 albums, Hybrid Theory and Meteora. It's more alternative rock, not really new metal or metal, but obviously there's still some bangers. Bleed It Out is one of my favorite songs of all time. It's kind of very memorable for me as a kid. I loved it as a kid. I loved playing it on guitar as a kid.
I bleed it out, digging deeper just to throw it away.
And other than that, there's some other bangers. This one has What I've Done. A lot of people know and love that one. No More Sorrow isn't bad at all. I think it has really good guitar in it and really good drums, actually. And then In Pieces, which I think is the second to last song of that one, it has a really great guitar solo, and you don't see too many guitar solos with Linkin Park, so I love that about it. So again, there's some parts I like, but I think that there's more parts I'm like, I'll leave it than I like it, but it is something I would maybe put on in the background, play it through if I'm not really needing to listen that much, and I also have a ton of songs from it on my playlist, so lots of mid ones, some good ones, but it's take it or leave it. It just doesn't speak to me like some of the others do. The next one is from 2010, and this is 1,000 Suns. This is the longest album, I believe. This for me is a take it or leave it. I think it has some really good elements to it. It is a unique album. I think it leans more towards the alternative kind of indie electronic vibes, which is also a bit different from the other ones as well. And I love that Linkin Park likes to explore all different types of music, all different types of sounds. So I do like it about this one. This one has a lot of filler tracks, in my opinion. There's a lot of instrumental tracks, small instrumental tracks, and a lot of talking tracks. But I think that they have these to tell a story. This album does tell a story, and 1,000 Suns I think is referring to like nuclear explosions, and I think that this album touches a lot on human fear, which is an interesting subject to talk about, and so I like that they do that. It's almost ethereal in a sense. I think it has some really unique sounds to it. It is not my typical type of music, but there are a couple standouts. One of my favorite songs of all time from Linkin Park is on this album. It's either top 5 or top 10, 100% top 10. Don't know if it reaches top 5, but it is so good. Such a simple song, such a good song, and that's The Catalyst. There will be no Catalyst slander as long as I'm here. This song is so good. This song takes this album to the next level for me. It's something that, I don't know why, it's not really my typical type of song, but it has simple lyrics, yet super impactful, great musicality throughout. Like, The music is so good in this song. The bridge makes me feel some sort of way. It's almost like church. It's like repetitive. It says like a lot of the same lines over and over, but it's like, I feel it each and every time. Like I feel every single word of this song. So this is one of the songs that is such a huge standout to me from 1,000 Suns. But that's for me really the only one that does stand out.
We were broken people living on the loaded gun and no, God let me go.
Just an amazing song. So that's a huge highlight for me in this album, but I do kind of like the feel of it. Like I said, I think that it is pretty unique. There are a couple others that I'll note. When They Come For Me and Waiting For The End, I kind of do dig these. I think that these tracks are unique and different. I like how they explore new things. Blackout is kind of unique. I think that one's kind of fun. It's unique. Like a lot of these songs are very not the norm, so I do like that about this album. So I just don't absolutely cherish this one like the other one, and there's a lot of songs that are skip songs. Most of them are, but what I do appreciate about this one is that it is unique and it does have some big bangers on it, and it's also the longest album, so it's a pretty good one. But let's move on to the next one, which is Living Things from 2012. Living Things. Ooh. What to do? Take it or leave it. I'm going to have to do that. Living Things is a tough one for me. It's almost at a damn good time because a lot of it is a damn good time. But at the same time, a lot of it is skip for me. I have to say that. I will say also all the songs on this album are capitalized. It's like they're screaming at us. I don't know what that whole thing is about, like some albums, every song being capitalized or every single song on the album being lowercase. It's like, where did our grammar go? But I'm just kidding, you know. Living Things is an interesting one for me. I will say I like the general feel of this, but there's not really one single song that I can point out and be like, I love. A lot of them is just like, I'll listen to it, but I'm not going to show it to friends, you know? They feel a little bit more on the basic side to me. But I do like the return to some of the rapping in this one, so I think that Mike is good in this one. But there are a series of 3 songs that I do really like here. I love Castle of Glass. It's one of my favorites. It's so beautiful. I like the message of it. And then the next one is Victimize, which I think is really fun. It's heavier. It's very short, but I tend to really like that one. I can get down to that one. And then the next one is Roads Unraveled, which is another slow one. But I think this one is also very beautiful. And I like Linkin Park doing slower stuff. I like slower songs, but it just has to hit the right notes with me, the right melody with me. And Castle of Glass is an example of one that absolutely does that. I think that Castle of Glass is just absolutely gorgeous. Apart from that, though, nothing really major stands out in this. Most of the songs are fine and nice. Like I said, I enjoy listening to them, but I do not love them. That's why it's kind of, I take it or I leave it. I do think it is a good mix of things, and there are a lot of elements from the previous 4 albums that kind of are all mixed together here, which I do like. I think where the fault is that a lot of the elements are mixed from all of them, so you kind of get lost in the tracks and they all kind of sound similar at times, personally. That's my opinion. But like the others, though, there's some really good lyrics here talking about pretty deep subjects. Like I think this one really focuses on getting through tough times, mending relationships, fractured relationships, something we can all relate to, I would think. So there's a pretty good theme here. All of the albums thus far have great lyrics, so I love that. All right, next one is The Hunting Party from 2014. This, for me, is a damn good time. I love this. But you guys also know me. I love heavy guitars, and this one really focuses on that rock feel. It's kind of like 90s rock. It's something that I totally can vibe with. Super guitar heavy, super rock heavy. It also is a slight departure from the other things they did, but I really like their take on rock and roll. I think that was the main theme of this one, The Hunting Party, is like, we're gonna go out there and explore our version of rock and roll, different from anything you've heard before. And I think that they had success in going for that sort of take on it. I love that they bring in a lot of featured artists here. There's Paige Hamilton, there's Darren Malakian, and then there's Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine. Tom Morello, you guys remember Guitar Hero 3 Legends of Rock, where we had to battle Tom Morello. I f***ed him up. Oh, he was no match for battle with me. But I love Tom Morello. He's great. He is so innovative. I love his guitar style. He's so unique. I will say I don't think this album, the track that he is on, really highlights his kind of innovative guitar style, but it's still pretty cool that they got him on a track and that they got him to do a little something on the album, because I love Tom Morello. I think that he is an amazing guitarist. So cool. Although I beat his ass in Guitar Hero. Know that. But like I said, this one has guitar-heavy songs, a lot of guitar solos, which I like. This album really delivers on that front. You've got All for Nothing, Guilty All the Same, War, various others. Best guitar solos on the Hunting Party mashup. Woo, baby. Love it. Love to see it. Obviously, I like Keys to the Kingdom here, but I will say I think I like Keys to the Kingdom better when Emily does it live. I know Chester never did it live, but I don't really like the effects they put on his voice in the studio album version on the first track, first or second track. Still a great song, underrated song in my opinion. I really like Rebellion here, great guitar and a great chorus.
We are the fortunate ones.
Gives you all the feels, I feel like. So I have a good time with this one. I really like the music, especially here. And music, as you guys know, is big for me. So this is a damn good time. I love it. I don't think it's goated because I do think this is one that definitely not everybody likes. I don't know if it's necessarily timeless. But for me, I get down with it. I absolutely love it. So moving on to One More Light, which is 2017, the last album that Chester was on. This one's not for me. It's not for me. I think that there are some really, really catchy tracks here. I think there are some things that they did really nicely here, but it feels more poppy to me. It does have that 2017 feel, I think, and I think it reflects the time of when it was released, and there are some really nice songs, like obviously One More Light is really pretty. It's kind of the song that represents sending love to those who have been lost, and I know a lot of people relate that to Chester, which I love. There's some great meaning to this album. I think that it hits a more lighthearted side of things. I think that it has a nice overall message, and I think it kind of talks about some things like mental health, but also addressing mental health in more of a compassionate way with empathy, which is really nice. It's not really an angry album for them. It's kind of a nice melodic one, but it has like a lot of catchy tunes in it, a lot of things that get stuck in your head. It's poppy. I don't love poppy, but I do like that Linkin Park explored that side of music and that side to them, and I think that a lot of people do like it, and I think it brought more people into Linkin Park for them to discover some other things and start to get down with some of the more intense things as well. So One More Light is not for me, but there's a couple songs I do like. In general, I like Battle Symphony, I like Invisible, I like Halfway Right, I like Sharp Edges. Like I said, I like One More Light. So there's some good stuff here, but in general, not for me. So the last album we have is the album that just got released on Friday, November 15th, 2024. This year, 7 years later after One More Light, and that is From Zero. This one's tough to place. Goated. I'm going to say goated. I'm going to do it. I did it. I'm going to say goated. Because what a comeback. This is all about the comeback. From Zero means starting from zero, a new era, a new beginning with a new co-lead vocalist, Emily Armstrong, who has absolutely been killing it. They released an album with 11 tracks. They all slap. They're all amazing. They all kind of showcase a different side of Linkin Park. Very versatile. This album, I can't speak too soon, but I think it'll be timeless. It's a big deal that Linkin Park is back. It really is. And I won't touch too much more on this because I just did a big review of it, but wow. It's a big deal. I'm going to say goated, From Zero. And it's obviously a different vibe from Hybrid Theory and Meteora, but It's one of those albums that I think will be timeless, and it has something for everyone, and it represents a new era. I really do think that it will age well, and the most important thing about it is seeing Linkin Park back and seeing them happy, and I think all the fans see that. So this is a special album. I really do think that. So guys, there's my tier list. Okay, we got a little something in every category. We got 3 goated, we got 3 take it or leave it, a damn good time, 1 not for me. I feel like that solidly represents me and my taste. But what do you guys think? How would you guys rate all of Linkin Park's album up till now? What's your favorite? What's your least favorite? How do your rankings differ from mine? I would love to know. Let me know, and thank you guys for watching, and catch me next time. Peace.